All the Mods 10 is a very complex mod pack. It has some very expensive items, and you need a lot of them. So we're gonna need an infinite amount of resources. All right, we have a lot to do. So let's just get into it. I wanna get myself some of these infinity cells to throw into our ME drive here. And I already have an infinity cobblestone cell and an infinity water one, as the cobblestone one was really easy, so was the water. And as soon as I had that one set up, I actually started working towards the sand one, because you need over 531k sand. And if we use a crusher, we can actually crush down gravel, which can be made by crushing cobblestone. So I set up a little machine right here, which was getting cobblestone and then turning it into gravel in here. However, I've stopped that process for now because we have 893k sand now. So if I actually take my sand, I can make up quite a few of these and then make that into ×2, ×3, and then kind of run out of the previous tier. And I kind of had enough of crafting this kind of stuff already. So we're going to make a ton of patterns. And we'll do that all the way up till the 6 times. And then we can actually take out the silicon one. I'll throw in the 1 times in here. And I don't have enough in my second one. So there is this advanced pattern provider, which really isn't that difficult to make. So let me grab all this, and then I should be able to upgrade it. And it let me keep the pattern provider? Cool. Anyways, let's throw that down right there. And that still only gives me the same amount of slots. What? Oh, do we need this one, the ME extended pattern provider? We'll need a crystal assembler for that, but we can do it. Oh, and nitro infused ingots. I hope I said that right. We make those by putting lapis, gold, and the dust into water. And you get the dust by crushing the crystal. But how do you get the crystal? With the dust. A nitro crystal is grown by budding nitrized fluix, like how Certus quartz works, to getting budding electrolyte fluix. You need to craft electrolyte seed and right-click the fluix block with it. And the seed's made like that. So we'll just place the signal right here, throw in our capacitor, our power, and then if we throw the ender pearls in, we got some dust. I'll make a few of these. And now I believe all we need is a fluix block. And I'm hoping this doesn't do anything catastrophic to our land. Oh, hello. Go away. Thank you very much. Let's just do this very quickly. Oh, and I think these things just grow the blocks. I kind of want to try breaking one to find out, but at the same time I don't. And while we wait for that, I want to get started on this infinite dirt cell, which requires a ton of dirt, which is just made with dirt essence, meaning we're going to need the dirt seed. So we'll grab 4 dirt, some inferium, and a prosperity seed. Then we can just do some amazing crafting, plant that down, and then do that about 1 million more times. Okay, now we just need to do this, configure the sides for that to be input, and I'll say the top will have as energy, and then the left side will have as output. Then I'll just select you and you, going out of the router with dirt essence. We'll throw that in. That'll load itself up. And then we need to put a crafting formula in, put the recipe, controlled stock on, and auto mode on. So I'll be making a ton of dirt. And then with the output, I'm actually going to come to a different modular router here and then chuck that in there. And then another card going out of the router, dirt, and we're going to select this one here. Throw that in there, and there we go, 229 dirt. Make sure all the dirt comes into here. There we go. And we're already up to 13k dirt. Nice. So now I'm hoping they're growing nicely. I don't know if I can harvest this one yet, though. Oh yeah, it gives me a shard. Now I can craft up a crystal, make some of the dust, and then all we should have to do is throw the stuff in. And there we go. That will make the extended machine frame and the crystal assembler. So I do believe we can just throw that there now. Then we just chuck all of this stuff in, and we should get our extended pattern provider. Is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll replace you this time, but we can just go ahead and throw all our recipes in there. And now if I click on the 6 times, I should be able to have 1 next. Oh, and we need a lot of bytes for that. Yeah, we definitely don't have that. Can we make the 256k storage? Oh yeah, we should be able to. And there it is. So now I can break one of these 1Ks and chuck that right there. And I really don't think I have enough resources for another one. No, kind of short on the Certus Quartz dust, but that'll be okay for now. Actually, I guess I could just crush some down because I'm probably going to need it for this recipe. Yeah, that's what I thought. And now I believe we can start this. No, we're still short. We definitely will need more of these. So I guess I'll start automating these parts and I'll just chuck them in the wall right here. And we'll only need a regular pattern provider for this. And the crushing factory I'll place right there. And the enriching factory right there. And then we'll need to make sure auto inject is on. Then we'll just take the pattern and throw that in there. And then we'll do the same thing for the obtainium furnace. And now I should be good to go. And that is a lot of stuff that needs to get done. 769K storage should do nicely. So now if I go on to the 6x sand, I should be able to start it. And it's going. That's going to take a while. So while we wait for that, let's start on getting this vibranium allthemodium alloy ingot, which we're going to need to put through an energizer with a nitro crystal block, vibranium, allthemodium, and 2 piglynch hearts. And you can get those from piglynch bosses or a prediction. But to get the predictions, we're going to need the module framework and prediction matrices. Both of those require clay, which you could get from water essence and dirt essence, or using an enrichment chamber with mud. So I think we're going to need the infinite cell first, which means we'll need to go into the other and get some of those piglynch hearts first. But trying to find the structure without a structure compass is gonna be pretty difficult, I think. Oh no, here it is. That really didn't take too long to find. And I believe that is him right there. Oh, hello, Ghast. Goodbye, Ghast. But if I remember correctly about these guys, they have 10,000 health. This is gonna take a while. Okay, this is getting old very quickly. But there we go. There's one. Now to get the second one. And 2. So now all we should have to do is create the 1x nitro block and then bring it on over here, throw everything else in, and let it charge up with 1 billion FE. Good thing we're making a lot of power and have a lot of power stored. Okay, you know what? I think for the clay, I'm just gonna make water essence. So I'll just need to make this water, no, I'm gonna try to pronounce that, which is just gravel, dirt, clay, and water. So here goes the seed, and then I'm just gonna place it in this section here, along with 1 dirt seed. And then we're just gonna pull it out of our chest here. Once again, using a modular router, store the dirt and water essence in these drawers, make a regular pattern for it, and then we'll store that in there. But I do want to make it so we keep at least 1,000 clay in here at all times. Then next up, we'll be making the prediction matrix pattern. And what I am going to do here, I'm going to keep around 1,000 in the system at all times as well, as we're going to need quite a few of these. It might actually be worth setting up one of these for that alone, but I'll worry about that later. Now I'll need a few modules, and then I'm going to need the deep learner. And so now all I should have to do is find a piglynch, right-click him, throw it into our data module, and now we're gonna need to take out 5 of these. No, 6. That took way too long. But at least we'll never have to do that again. And is that another one right there? Yep, of course it is. Anyway, now we need to get these loot fabricators and a simulation chamber. And we're only gonna need 1 fabricator for now, and then the same thing for the chamber. And I think for this, we'll actually just go on our top floor, and they're just gonna go into the wall. And then we'll add a prediction matrix to our filter that is gonna pull down into the loot fabricator. And then down here at the bottom, we're gonna do an import bus, another import bus right here, and an export bus right there. And I really don't like this new update for the jetpacks where you get lowered to the ground. Either way, on the import bus, we're going to have the piglynch parts go in, and then on the simulation chamber, we're going to have the generalized ender predictions that generate going into the machine as well. And then into our only export bus, it's going to be our prediction matrices. And both of those are going to require power, and they'll begin working. And whenever we actually get one of the matrices coming down, I'll be able to select the pigment charts and they'll generate. And as you can see, the accuracy of the module actually goes up over time. So we'll start getting a lot of those hearts now. But now we can come back to this. And the only thing we don't have is actually the 4 kind of essences and obviously the entire Ars Narvo setup. That being said, I'm going to need to make an imbuement chamber. We'll just need some archwood planks, which can be gotten from different kinds of archwood. Luckily, I know where to find some, as we have this blue tree right here, this orange one, we got a green one right here as well. And any one of those can give us what we're looking for, but I kind of like having those around my base for thumbnail purposes. So if we fly on over here, we do have a purple one, and I can break this and get some vexing archwood, which turns into the regular archwood planks. And we'll just replant that right there. And I think I'm going to make 4 of these, because I'm going to also need some lapis. And then I think I'm going to build something up here, or maybe right in here. And yeah, I think we'll do it right here. So we'll start just by placing these down. Then if I dig underneath, I should be able to place down a modular router there, and then one right here. Then I'll need to select all of these up top in one whitelisting lapis out of the router, and then the other a source gem going into the router. And I believe if I place the pattern provider right there and then select it, I should be able to throw it in here. That'll distribute up to these 4. And then once they transform into gemstones, I think I should be able to put it back in. And now with this connected, I hope if I start this up, it should start going, or not. And most likely put a chest beside it, and the 8 lapis will go in, and then I could just select the chest for that. And then it'll all start processing out at a very slow rate. So I'm going to speed that up using this, which is some source gems and a glistering melon. And if I remember correctly, I'm going to make 4 of these. And we're also going to need an arcane pedestal that I'm actually going to turn into one platform. Because if I place all 4 of these down, I'm actually going to need to put it right there. And with a singular modular router, I'm going to need to select the bottom and actually put in a blaze rod. Because if I actually select these, it doesn't let me place them in. But if I put it inside there, it should go in. Huh? Excuse me, sir. Are you gonna do your thing? Oh, I'm so stupid. I made the wrong thing. Luckily, those are pretty easy. And now when we're setting this up, I'm really hoping this platform will work. So let's try putting those rods in. It'll put it in there. And yes, these will start filling up. Actually, I just remembered something. The blocks down below it are probably going to turn to lava. So we need to remove those. Only problem being we break into our little room down here. And that does not look very good. So we're just going to move this entire thing. And I think right here will be better. Now all we need to do is get ourselves a blazing data module. And luckily over by our pig link structure, we have a ton of them. Let's select you. And well, I'm gonna whack a few of these. What the heck am I fighting over here? Wait, is this a boss? What happened to just regular blazes? Okay, there we go. And now if I come back up top, I've set up a second one of these simulation chambers. Make sure we're getting the blaze rods. And then we just hook up an export bus to this modular router and add some blaze rods. So that should automatically start going. And now we're going to need 3 different items. The first being a source jar, a demonic wand, which is made through an enchanting apparatus, and then a source relay splitter. We're only going to need 1 of these and a few pedestals. Actually, I almost forgot. I think we need an arcane core as well. And then this is where I think we might need a new area. Or I could just put it down here. And I do believe that's what I'm going to do. So we need to put the arcane core there, then the enchanting apparatus here. And then if I remember correctly, we just need to kind of surround this with the pedestals. I don't think it matters too much where they are. And then our source jars will actually just come down here. And as you can see, they are already starting to fill up. I genuinely thought I had to connect these things. Does that mean these are speeding up already? No. So now to make the wand. 2 source gems, 1 stick, and gold. So if I place these in now, I click on you. No recipe found. Pedestals must be placed within 3 blocks. Okay. Well, that's not a problem. Let's do that. No recipe found. Pedestals must be placed within 3 blocks. What do you mean? Ah, okay. The stick goes in there. That makes sense. And there's our wand. So now just for the source relay splitter, we're going to need nether quartz and lapis, along with the source relay, which just uses a gemstone block. And then we can place our quartz in along with our lapis. Okay, I might need 2 more pedestals. And let's go. So I should be able to place that down right there. And then select with the wand, taking from one location. And then I'm going to put another source jar right here. And then I'm going to select you. So that fills up very quickly. And as you can see, the particles, these are being sped up a ton. And now we should have the majority of the stuff ready for this. We'll just need to make some of the essence. And those aren't too bad. Each one just requires a different recipe, but they're all pretty simple, except for the wild and wing. Thankfully, we can use a prediction on that. We'll just need this ritual thing, and then a tablet of summon wilden, which is pretty easy. Then we'll come out to the front of our base, or around the side, and we'll place that down with that inside, and let's activate it. And I do believe you are what I'm looking for, right? Maybe not. Where else would this thing be? Is it you? No? Ah, phantoms. You never get old. Oh, it didn't work. I was selecting the wrong thing. Well, we did get some wings. So let us try that one more time. And I believe he's what I'm looking for. Yes, please. And I'm gonna whack a couple of these. But I did collect quite a few, so I'm actually just gonna save that for later. And we're gonna start crafting. Oh, wait, no, we need 2,000 source. Well, that should be easy enough. I guess let's just throw one right there. Now we could throw that in. Pedestals must be within 3 blocks. An imbuement chamber. Oh, that's the enchanting apparatus. Okay, we're gonna try this now. And ta-da. But there is one of the essences. Wait, why didn't you take the things? Wait, does it not take the stuff off the pedestals? If that's so, that's broken. But now you can give me that last essence. And now we can throw it all into this one pedestal with the other required items. And we can create an unobtainium allthemodium ingot. And I completely forgot to grab the vibranium alloy ingot over here. And now all we need is the infinite cobble cell that we have all the items for. And now just the unobtainium vibranium alloy, which is made with pink slime and allthemodium soul lava. We're going to need a mob slaughtering factory for that, which is made with plastic, which comes from dry rubber, which comes from a latex processing unit. So give me you, and then I'm going to need an advanced block breaker and an advanced block placer. Requires these weird gems, which is made from this raw ore, which can be made from a diamond block and some goo. And that isn't that bad. Just requires the lower tiers of goo. Just need to grab some of our sugar cane, and we can make 12 of the basic tier goos, turn it into the blaze bloom, and now with some dragon's breath that we collected earlier, I can get the void shimmer goo. And I don't really want to do this in my base, so I'll go here, place that, and click you. Wait, what? Why are you telling me you want this stuff? Okay, maybe we'll do it in the end. Place the diamond there, the goo on top. Then after placing ender pearl in, it's kind of doing a thing to our diamond block here. And I'm hoping once this fully transforms like that, I can get multiple from this one piece. Yeah, perfect. But we're gonna need more of them for the block breaker. Now we're just gonna need a simple block placer, which is made with these weird ingots made from raw fairy core. Sure, I'll just call it that, which is made from an iron block and some goo. I'm actually so glad that this block here just keeps going because Dragon's Breath is really expensive. So here's the simple and now the advanced placer. But before we use any of that, I need to make this wood seed. It just requires Inferium Essence, which luckily we have a lot of. Then with one of these assemblers, place the formula crafting thing in there. And then I think that's the recipe we need for some regular oak logs. But now I do want to say we're going to need another new room. But I think we're just going to put it at the back of our farms. Or at the... Actually, no, on the side here. Because we do have a little open area. All right, there we go. And I already set up the latex processing unit here, which will need some water and then latex as well. However, something I didn't realize is from the last time I played this kind of mod pack, it's changed a little bit. It turns out I don't actually need this advanced block breaker, but I will need the placer. And I did just realize I could probably do that through applied energistics, but we're this far into it already. So there is one more machine I'm going to need, and that's a fluid extractor. And this is actually what pulls out all of the latex from an actual log. But as you can see, this is going very slow. However, if we add power to this, it will speed it up by a little bit. There is some add-on speed tier 4 upgrades we can get, but that requires echo shards, ether gas, which I don't even know how to get. And then when this log is actually done being harvested, it'll turn into a strip log. It'll do that again. And then we'll need this advanced block placer, which I'm going to place down right underneath. And we'll need to add power to that. And I'm genuinely not too sure what this kind of stuff does. But I think if I place a log in there, hopefully if this thing gets broken and we put a log in, it'll place down. Then we just need to keep feeding this with logs. And now that we have some latex, I should just be able to pull out of the machine and connect it into the processing unit. Now collect all of the latex and then just adding the water as I mentioned before. And I do believe I should just be able to pull out of my system here using an export bus and water. And then while I'm doing exporting, I might as well add a cable here and my oak log. And that's one dry rubber. But then I'm also going to take an importer, put that there, and use dry rubber. And I'll probably put more of these down at some point, but that'll do for now. And then we're just going to do a pattern for plastic, and we'll just craft about 500. Now for the mob slaughter factory. And we do have all the parts for it. And now I do believe we can just place that right there. Show the radius. That's a little small. But we can make range upgrades fairly easy. Just need to steal some of that latex in a dissolution chamber. Hopefully that'll be better. Now I should be able to make this chamber. And if I'm correct, I should just be able to throw that right there. It'll fill with latex. And I'll just grab 4 gold ingots, 2 glass panes, and 2 redstone. Which I do believe now if I throw those in, it should craft us up a tier 6 range upgrade that I will throw into here. And that is more than enough range. And now I should be able to just grab my silk touch pick. And if I wander around, I should find some zombie spawners. Then create a couple mob swabs that I can then use on a pig. And now I'll just have to craft an XP drain singularity tank that I'll place right here. I can then drain a bunch of my XP, grab a bucket full, and then create some chicken feed. And then if I fly around, I should be able to find a chicken somewhere, like right here. And then I could just feed you, it blows up, and that happens. So now I could then place a spawner down with an egg, changing it to pig. Then grab our clocks and do the exact same thing. Not exactly sure why you're not spawning. Maybe I need to give it a soul lantern? Wait, no. A conduit. And it's a good thing I trapped myself in here. All right. Okay, so let's grab that. Then we'll just add you. And there you go. There's spawning. And you need power. And we have some pink slime. We now just need to put that into the dissolution chamber with some glass. And we have some liquid meat as well. Okay, so give me you. And then I'll just kind of dig around underneath here. Use my pipes to have the pink slime go into the dissolution chamber. And then the liquid meat into a fluid trash can. And all I have to do is set up for it to push each different kind, because otherwise it'll break. Then all we have to do is put another cable down here going into an ME import bus, put a glass pane in, and then we're going to lock the inputs on this machine here. And we have our first bits of pink slime. And now all we should have to do is throw in the pink slime, the piglin charts, and our 2 ingots into this one last chamber. Oh wait, what fuel do we need? Okay, soul lava. And well, we know that is pretty easy to find. And I do believe I can just chuck the bucket in here and then chuck the 2 piglin hearts in, the ingots, the 4 pink slime, lock those inputs, and there we go, our last alloy. And now after all of that, we can craft an infinity sand cell. And we don't need any more sand. But as we were going, we also got enough dirt that we can now craft up the dirt cell. After we make the mud, we process that dirt, and then we need to make a 256 million mega storage component, which is a lot. Oh my god, matter balls. Which are made in a matter condenser. Then I believe we need a 256k ME storage component. So now if I come on over to this little setup I made, just with the water sink going directly into the matter condenser, I can throw this storage component in. It'll start filling up, but I think we have to connect it to the system. Oh, it's destroying items. There we go. Well, condenser, output, matter balls. That worked. Now, does this have to be connected to the system? No, it really doesn't. Well, on that note, we'll definitely add an importer and matter balls. I think acceleration cards might be needed here. Well, you know what? 3,000 is good enough for now. We'll just store that in there because we really only need 4 per. But then for the accumulation processor, it goes in an inscriber with the silicon press, which we have automated, flux dust, which I believe we have automated, and then printed accumulation circuit, which is out of sky steel. And we can make that by throwing charged Certus quartz, iron, and sky stone into lava. So if I come down here, and I'll just make the lava flow this direction, and I throw this stuff in, I hope. Yep, it turns into skystone. And I'm gonna hope we have the press that I'm looking for. Nope, inscriber accumulation press. It's made by a singularity and an inscriber engineering press. Well, give me the storage component back, because I believe if we come to here, we can change these to singularities, and then we can throw that in there. And I guess I'll just leave that going for a long time, because I doubt that's going to fill the system. And then while we wait for that, we can make this pattern right here, which I'll just throw in here. And then I guess we will need another inscriber that we can throw this pattern into. And there we go. We have some singularities. Just add one to that. And so I believe I could chuck these in here along with that. And once you finish crafting, I have an inscriber accumulation press. And I should be able to autocraft you. But now on to the next step, the 64 million mega storage component, which looks to be the same thing the entire way down. Some ender pearl dust, which I believe is automated in our crushing factory. Oh, I guess not. Well, that's fairly easy to automate. And I do believe from here on out, it's very easy. And with that, we can go ahead and start a couple of these up and then craft up our infinity dirt cell. And then seeing as we have a ton of blaze rods, I believe I can actually get this blazing crystal block, as it's just a blaze block through our energizer. So there we go. And then I believe we might actually be able to do the infinite clay one as well. So do we have enough? Yeah, we do. Perfect. So let's go ahead and make our infinity clay cell. Not only do we have a bunch of infinite resources that are required in pretty much everything, but now we just have the infinite end cell, netherrack cell, and soul sand. And if I remember correctly for soul sand, you can make it with generalized nether predictions and sand. And while we got the infinite sand, we are also getting a ton of the nether predictions. So we'll just make that into a pattern and then throw it into our crafter. And I'm gonna need 531k pieces of soul sand, but unfortunately we're missing over 130k nether predictions. So that one is gonna have to wait a little bit. And then for the netherrack one, we just need to use nether essence, and then it's the same for the end stone. Or we can use the generalized ender predictions, but that's gonna take a while to build up as well. So I think we'll just have to do that between episodes. But there is one last thing I want to build, and that's this powered rolling machine. Reason being is you can make a ton of plates with it without having to use a ton of hammers. But we're actually going to need the manual rolling machine first, because we're going to need to make some small charging wire that can only be made in either the power rolling machine or the manual one. Luckily, it just requires bronze gears, pistons, and a crafting table. And I'm not exactly sure if we need a crank or something like that. Oh, no, look at that. I guess we don't. And that will allow us to get working on the charge motor, with the first piece being the charge coil, and then a charge terminal with just a couple tin plates, and that will be the whole thing. Then we'll just go ahead and throw that right there. and then we can just make a bunch of different patterns for different kinds of plates. So I think that's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later. It just lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos and would like to see more, and please share them with your friends. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and goodbye.